Within your neural architecture, a hidden threshold exists, a boundary you've treated as an immovable wall. Yet science is now revealing it to be nothing more than a ghost. Our perceived limits are often illusions. When we speak of the limit, it's a physical sensation. Burning lungs, fog in the mind, heavy lethargy. For over a century, the mechanical view suggested we were like steam engines. Once coal was spent, the machine stopped. But this linear model of human capacity has been dismantled. Revolutionary experiments prove we are not closed systems of exhaustion. The tests that changed everything involved no new drug. It was a simple manipulation of belief and biological signaling. Researchers took elite athletes and placed them in environments where feedback was subtly altered. Clocks were manipulated to run slower, and thermometers rigged to show a lower room temperature. The result was staggering. Subjects performed at levels that should have been physiologically impossible. Instead, the central governor in their brain relaxed its grip, perceiving the environment as less threatening. This proves a fundamental truth. You don't experience the world as it is. You experience it as your brain calculates it. To understand this depth, we must look at the brain not as a static organ, but as a dynamic energy network. Every thought is an electrochemical event, a ripple in a vast ocean of synaptic connectivity. When you feel done, it's often just your brain's way of performing a preemptive strike against potential injury. In neuroplasticity, the brain constantly remaps itself based on signals it receives. If you consistently stop when you feel discomfort, you are training your neural pathways to strengthen that boundary. You are hardwiring your own limitations. But the governor metaphor reveals fatigue is a neurobiological emotion. Just as fear is an emotion to keep you from a cliff, fatigue is an emotion to keep you from total depletion. But like all emotions, it can be wrong. Calibrated by past trauma, societal expectations, and lack of understanding. Consider the quantum perspective. The observer effect suggests observation changes the system's state. When you observe your exhaustion not as a fact, but as a data point, you change your relationship to it. You move from being the victim of the sensation to being the analyst of the signal. This is where psychology and biology become a playground for human potential. We are learning that the human battery has a reserve capacity almost always kept in the dark. In survival situations, hysterical strength, the brain lifts these inhibitors entirely, allowing a person to lift a car or run for miles without stopping. This power is always there, but it is locked behind a firewall of evolutionary caution. The MindSpark philosophy hacks that firewall. It's about understanding that stress is not the enemy. It's the signal that growth is possible. When your heart rate increases and your palms sweat, your brain prepares a high-performance cocktail. If you label this anxiety, your prefrontal cortex shuts down. If you label it arousal or readiness, functions sharpen. The physical reality is identical, but the psychological framework changes the neurological outcome. This is why some people thrive under pressure while others crumble. It's not DNA, but internal software. We must also address the default mode network, DMN, in our perception of limits. This is the part of the brain active when we daydream or think about ourselves, the seat of the ego. The DMN is often the source of the "I can't" narrative. It compares struggles to past failures. By engaging in flow states or deep meditative focus, we can temporarily quiet the DMN, allowing the brain to operate in a state of pure execution where the concept of self disappears. In this state, the energy grid of the human body becomes incredibly efficient. We stop wasting energy on the internal monologue of doubt and channel every watt into the task. This is the science of peak performance, once thought reserved for the gifted few. But we now know it is a latent capability in every human brain. The simple test proved everyone wrong. It showed that the human spirit is not a ghost in the machine, but the pilot of a machine far more capable. We are biological systems designed for adaptation, not stagnation. Every time you push into the discomfort zone with the knowledge your brain is lying about limits, you are performing a radical act of neurobiological liberation. You are teaching your amygdala that it doesn't need to scream every time things get difficult. You are expanding your potential. This isn't mind over matter in a mystical sense. It's mind understanding matter scientifically. It's recognizing that the body's sensations are a language and most of us misinterpret the dialect. When we look through this lens, the philosophical implications are profound. If our physical limits are largely psychological constructs, what about intellectual or creative limits? Are we living in scarcity only because our internal governors are afraid of our own power? The journey of self-discovery is a journey of scientific deconstruction. Peeling back protective lies our biology tells us to see the raw, unbridled energy beneath. You are a network of trillions of connections, a biological marvel that has survived eons of evolution. You are not meant to be comfortable. You are meant to be capable. The next time you feel the weight of the world or the exhaustion of the climb, remember the test. Remember that your red line is a suggestion, not a law. You have the ability to recalibrate, to rewrite the code of your limitations, and to spark a revolution within your own consciousness. This is the essence of the human experience, the constant negotiation between the safety of the known and the power of the unknown. We are explorers of our own biology, and every discovery brings us closer to a humanity no longer bound by past illusions. Let this be your signal to push a little further, to think deeper, and never accept the first no your brain gives you. The truth is far more exciting than the limit. Explore the hidden depths of your potential. Rethink everything you thought you knew about your own boundaries. You are a masterpiece of adaptive engineering. The only real limit is the one you stop questioning. This science-driven journey opens your eyes to incredible power. You are exactly where you need to be. At MindSpark Science, we bring profound insights. We merge rigorous neuroscience with the expansive beauty of philosophy. Shatter illusions of limitations. Unlock the true code of your consciousness. Make sure to subscribe to MindSpark Science right now. Hit that notification bell so you never miss a chance to rewire your reality. If this video gave you that wow moment, give it a like and share it with someone. Someone who needs to hear that their limit is just a lie. Challenge your internal governor today. Let's break down those walls in the comments below. Stay curious, stay bold, and keep sparking. See you in the next one.